Hello, Dr. Cole and classmates. This week's discussion, we'll review and define the different sources of power often seen in organizations as they're listed in Chapter 6 of our text. We're going to look at the negative impacts that power has on an organization when its members exercise power and play those political games. Going through the list of power that the text talk about coercive power. That involves a dependent relationship between the driving agent and the recipients of force. It's a derivative from the threat or punishment that should the recipient of force not comply. And that, anytime we're talking about somebody not doing something because they, didn't receive something, and they're threatened, that's never a good thing in a workspace, uh, especially from a leadership standpoint. Talk about legitimate power. Comes from authority and social and cultural norms, involves loyalty, social rank, and the organizational hierarchy. So, an influenced individual believes the driving force of the agent's use of power is just and right. So they believe in the person. They believe that person is legitimate, which is good. That means they trust in their leadership and that person's power because they are valid. Um, uh, Referent power derives from the driving agent's personal charisma and its effect on the recipient of influence. So to me, that's it's almost like legitimate, but it's more persuasive. Um, of that person that's the leader showing in their power. Expert power derives from the recipient's perception and knowledge um, possessed by the driving agent of force. Its strength varies with the perceived extent of the agent's knowledge. Um, so the person of influence thinks that the person of power is an expert, a resident expert, or a subject matter expert, but they have that expertise and they use that as a tool. Uh, Reward power provides an incentive for the person in the receiving end of influence to change his or her behavior, expecting to receive a reward or recognition. That's always, it can be positive, but to me, when we're looking at this, the reward power, it can be extremely negative. If somebody's always anticipating a reward, that's you're setting a bad precedent there as far as I'm concerned. Looking at going into Mintzberg's power game, from the text, there's several negative impacts on the organizations when they're playing these um, political games that Mintzberg talks about in that model. The two that I pointed out that I see probably at least on a daily or monthly basis in the Navy hospital. The first one's lording, the flaunting authority. I see that a lot from junior Navy enlisted, sometimes officers as well. They get their first taste of leadership when they make rank, and they're finally given that opportunity to lead or manage a group of people. It's like their first time, and they get that taste of power, and that taste of leadership, and they don't know what to do with it. So they think they have to throw their rank around. They think they have to throw their authority around because they're not in a leadership position, and that's not the case. The other one is the that I pulled from this from Mintzberg's was line versus staff. The conflicts between managers with and without line authority. In the hospital that I work in, each department takes pride in their department, kind of an esprit de corps thing. We tend to get tunnel vision sometimes, and that's probably every hospital. Med surge versus labor and delivery or whatever, and we're all proud of the places that we work. But sometimes we get so tunnel visioned and taking care of our own that we when the other sections need help, we tend to get mad or cringe or why can't they take care of their own departments and kind of lose sight of the entire hospital mission in general. So That's it for me this week. Hope you guys enjoyed, and go Navy.